Leo, por favor. Leo, por favor.
Asking about the result of the first leg 4-1 and how he proposes to go into the return leg. Well, it's very simple. As I said last season, whether we get a good result or a bad result in the first leg, it's about getting a good result in the 90 minutes that we're playing tomorrow and treating the game like a single match. It's always a motivation to play against Espanyol, but our main objective is to qualify for the next round. That's obviously something that we want to do.
Jordi Grau de TV3. L'ambient caldejat que hi ha hagut en els dos derbis anteriors...
Talking about the atmosphere from the previous two derbies and whether he's perhaps preparing for this game differently to otherwise. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. In a football sense, I don't know. So I'm approaching the game with the same methods as before. I know a derby is always a difficult game. I know Espanyol are going to need to take risks after the result of the first leg. They're going to make changes with regards to the first leg. But I can only make plans for what's going to happen on the field of play. I can't control other things. I don't want to control other things. There are other people that are responsible for those aspects.
En relació a això que et comentava el Jordi ara i que tu responies, no sé si creus que teniu alguna manera d'intentar rebaixar la tensió que s'ha viscut.
Is there any way that you can reduce the tension, or is it impossible? Both on the field and in the terraces. Football-wise, every game we go out and try to play as well as possible, to create damage in every aspect of the play, and try to impose our game for as many minutes as possible. But there are so many different variations. Every opponent plays in different ways, have their own particularities. But I just want to focus on my players doing what they do always in a football aspect and being better than the opposition. Asking about being named World Coach of the Year yesterday, and why did he not attend? Is that because he doesn't like galas like that? It's an honor which has come in reward for everything that the players and the coaching staff did last year, and I'm obviously grateful to the people who voted and felt that I deserved that award. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend. How did you feel about Messi winning his 5th Ballon d'Or, and how long can he carry on doing this? Well, yes, we all know that Leo Messi was going to win because he had such a fantastic year and he's done such great things for the team, so obviously I'm very happy. He's being recognized as the greatest player of all time, and we're so lucky to have players like Neymar who are also featuring in these ceremonies as well, so he's being recognized worldwide. And I think there are other players in my squad I also think deserve to be up there. So I'm very happy to know that these players have also still got such a strong future ahead of them. It's all part of a collective group idea of winning titles as a club, and the players know that that's more important than any individual accolades. So yes, I'm very happy and I'm very proud.
Buenos días, Luis Enrique, Josep Capell de Radio Nacional. Viendo el calendario cargado que tenéis durante el mes de enero.
Asking about the packed fixture list and whether perhaps after winning the first leg, the 4-1 result allows him to perhaps play some of the less common players. Some problems with the sound here, but he's discussing the packed fixture list and how he always has to look at the different options that he's got to play with. There are all those factors that have to be taken into consideration, of course. Tomorrow you'll see what my team selection is.
Particular de Marc Bartra,
Asking about Marc Bartra.
Tú lo ves entrenar cada día, pero desde fuera sorprende que se haya quedado fuera de las convocatorias, que se quede en el banquillo.
It's perhaps quite surprising that he's not even being picked on the bench. Would it be an idea to send him out on loan so he can continue developing? No, I haven't spoken to him about this. We haven't got a huge squad. We have brought in 2 extra players now, which means that some players who perhaps normally got picked aren't going to get picked. I know it's not a nice situation for the player, but I have to decide what I think is best for the team and for the squad. For me, Marc seems very happy and keen to keep developing, and he knows he has the potential and he's waiting for his chance. Yes, it's an uncomfortable situation, but that doesn't mean that this is going to be a permanent situation. I'm exactly the kind of manager that likes to play around with my squad, so I'm sure he'll be getting chances later on in the season.
Enrique, Elena Condis, en directo para la cadena COPE, para el boleto. ¿Entiendes que se te haya criticado por no asistir ayer?
Do you understand why there's been criticism for you not attending the FIFA Gala yesterday?
Y más desde que soy entrenador del Barça.
I understand everything, being a Barca manager.
Gemma, arriba el micro. Gracias.
Hola Luis, Gemma Soler, ESPN. El partido de mañana, ¿te preocupa el hecho de cómo terminaba el último derbi con los enfrentamientos en el vestuario?
About tomorrow's game following the confrontations in the tunnel, alleged confrontations? And have you given any message to your players? Of course, I've spoken to my players about all the different things that could happen, but nothing really happened the other day that can't happen in any other game like this. I've seen this kind of thing as a manager many times in the past, and people are always going to have their opinions and their versions of events, but I don't think it's affected the professionalism of the way my players are going to perform on the field of play. They're all used to playing high-tension games like this. I think it's probably best to keep calm, stay prudent, and just concentrate on what's going to happen on the field of play.
Sí, Luis, aquí Jordi de la Cámara de Radio Cooperativa de Chile. Volviendo un momento al Balón de Oro.
Going back to the Ballon d'Or.
No sé si viste que la gran mayoría de los votos que recibiste fueron a través de la prensa, de los medios de comunicación, de los periodistas.
Most of the votes you got seem to come from the press. Were you surprised by that? I didn't know that. I'm eternally grateful.
Ya me dirás qué medios son para...
Please tell me which media voted for me, because I'm sure my relationship with them will improve considerably. If you could pick any player in the winter market, would you be looking at a striker or someone in midfield?
Mira, buena pregunta, ¿eh?
Good question.
No sé si contestártela o no contestártela.
I don't know whether I should really answer that question, but it is a very good question.
Bueno, yo creo que
ahora mismo necesitaríamos reforzar más la línea de
Now,
ataque.
I think probably in attack, if we were to bring someone in, that's probably the key area, but all areas, it would be nice to bring in extra resources.
Por un otro premio, el premio Puskas, que ha salido para un
Going to
jugador
the Puskas Award,
conocido mundialmente, un
which
jugador
was
que
not given to a world-famous player,
y
a
que
player
hasta
from
tu indicación
Brazil.
el premio estaba en la tienda de tu madre haciendo bocadillos porque ya no había más jugar fútbol. ¿Crees que historias como este, premios como este, a veces nos enseñan que el fútbol es un poco más que apenas los grandes equipos?
And he's talking about, do you think it was nice that football's more than just the great teams? What football has as a sport is its capacity to generate such love and such access for people of all levels to be able to play. People that are stars today had humble origins, and football is what children can use to get out of certain situations. All you need is a ball, whether it's made of paper or cardboard, and you can enjoy the game. And despite the glamour of football, it's also a game that everybody can play, that's got basic values for all humans, all children, to learn how to win, how to lose, how to compete, how to understand what it's like for people to lose, and it can play a key role in the personal development of young people.
Ángel Pérez de Mundo Deportivo. Te quería preguntar, volviendo a la gala, que ayer hablamos de los mejores jugadores, mejores entrenadores, mejores goles, mejores once, y volvió a pasar desapercibido Sergio Busquets, que ni siquiera estaba nominado. ¿Qué opinión te merece que de nuevo no haya aparecido?
Absence from the ceremony. I'll repeat, I think there were lots of players in my team that helped us to have that incredible year on different levels. They also deserve these prizes, but obviously not everyone can win a prize, and it's down to the voters to decide on who they think deserves it. But clearly there are players in my team that also were worthy of accolades.
Volviendo al Jim Easton de Bein Sports Estados Unidos, volviendo al partido de mañana,
Espanyol
que vas a protagonizar en unos minutos con Galka en Cornellà del Prat, este tipo de gestos,
and he's going to be spending some time with Galka Constantin before the game, and is that to show something of the fraternity between the two clubs, because
es un gesto más por tradición que por ayuda a calmar los ánimos.
So do you think this is being done more through tradition or because you have a statement to make? Well, I don't really know. I haven't thought about that, but this is a tradition that the two managers get together before the game. I think that's wonderful. We both got the same objective, which is basically for our team to win, and if perhaps that can dilute some of the tension, then wonderful. I'll do anything I can to help to do that, but I don't know if it will necessarily do that, but let's hope it does. You say you're going to go into the game tomorrow, as always, trying to get domination of the possession, but how are you going to adapt to what happened in the previous two games? And also, you've got a 3-goal cushion going into this game. No, we're still going to go out and try to win the game. We're going to be playing against a team that, regardless of what they did in the other games, they're going to have to put it on more pressure because they need to score at least 3 goals. But we'll see how the game develops tomorrow. And we'll see if we're able to counter their plans.
Muchísimo más atractivo este partido o estos partidos de vuelta de estas eliminatorias, por eso.
So obviously the second legs of games are a lot more attractive than first legs because only one team can stay in the competition. So it's going to be an interesting game.
Quan a la teva època de jugador, els derbis Barça-Espanyol i viceversa, l'ambient era molt diferent.
Was the atmosphere in derbies with Espanyol different, perhaps because of the role of the press having changed? I can't remember, but I think they've always been very nice games, some more than others, depending on how the games go and the results.
Decisions
at key moments by the referee, individual behaviour from the players, but I don't think you can generalise.
Que en su momento la prensa hubiera calentado, ¿no? La verdad es que tampoco la seguía, no la sigo ahora.
I can't really remember what the press were like when I was a player. I didn't pay so much attention to them.
Ser así de de contundente. No lo sé, la verdad.
I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Hola Luis, Santi Valle del diario. Dicen, si llegan fichajes, ¿qué importancia le das a que lleguen cuanto antes mejor para que se
signings, how important is it for you for them to come as quick as possible, or are you ready to wait until the end of the transfer window? Well, for transfers to come, then there has to be negotiation before, and these things always take time, and it's harder in winter because it depends on the needs of different teams. Nobody wants to lose important players at this stage of the season. It's not an easy market to operate in, but we do want to improve our squad and we are looking at different possibilities.
Sí, aquí, hola, muy buenas, David Bernabeu de Deportes 4. Aún, lógicamente, respetando tu decisión de no ir ayer a la gala, ¿no entiendes que para la imagen del club hubiera sido mejor que su entrenador recogiera este premio?
Insisting, don't you think it was perhaps not good for the image of the club that you didn't attend the gala? Luis Enrique says, look, I understand everybody's opinions.
¿Te parece mañana un buen partido para darle descanso
Is tomorrow a good game for Piqué to get a rest?
Mental?
Both because of fitness and perhaps mental aspects. Well, mentally, certainly no, but physically, that's something I may think about. But it's not a game where I particularly think I need to withdraw any particular players. If I do, it won't be for mental reasons.
Sí, yo solo de la Sexta a 3:30. Luis Enrique, ¿dónde vas a guardar el galardón que te dieron ayer y que
Where are you going to keep your trophy as the coach of the year? I haven't received it yet, but when I do, I'll decide where I'm going to put it.
Luis, por favor, Marcelo Beckler de Sport Interactivo de Brasil. Messi ha ganado el Balón de Oro como
Messi
punta,
winning Ballon d'Or as a central striker and also as a false nine, also now perhaps playing as perhaps more of a in the hole behind.
Y a su estilo de juego, a su cuerpo, hace Messi más fuerte que sus rivales.
So where do you think Messi can be stronger than his opponents? For me, interpreting Messi's style of play is always important, but whatever position he plays in, he's going to add to the team, both as a goal scorer and supplying assists. I know if you played him as a central midfielder, as a fullback or as a centre-back, he'd still be a decisive player.
Marcelo Lorente para el Sin Concesiones. El pasado miércoles hubo tanganas, entradas,
last Wednesday, very scrappy game with Espanyol, and one particularly nasty piece of aggression, but it was Suarez who got the suspension.
Que se utilicen las imágenes de televisión para sancionar agresiones.
What do you think about the use of television cameras to cite players? That's a conflictive issue. Anything that can help referees, I'll support, because I know referees can't see everything. Not even if you have linesmen, there are still 22 players on the field. Plus us on the benches as well. We can't control everything that's happening. Anything that can help the referees to benefit the teams and to not have a negative impact on the spectacle. Anything that's good for football for me is better, but you know, in Spain we don't do things like that. So what can I say? These things happen in football. It's hard to see everything that happens on the field of play. The players make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Let's just all try to make things better, to try to make football a better game. Okay, thank you for listening. Tomorrow then, it's the derby against Espanyol. The squad will be announced first thing in the morning. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.